2 years ago, a friend of mine found a couple of golf bags filled with used golf clubs on the side of the road in a massive pile of trash as part of a bulk pickup trash situation. And he brought them over to my house and asked me if I wanted any because I had just started playing the game of golf myself. I didn't want any of the clubs because I had just spent way too much money on brand new clubs. But I did decide to take those clubs to a sporting goods store to see if they would give me any type of store credit for them, and I was shocked at how little they offered me. So instead, I decided to see if I could sell them myself on eBay, and that single moment has changed the last 2 years of my life. If you would have told me then that I would be making over $1,000 a month in net profit, I would not have believed you. But here we are today. I cannot wait to share with you how this journey is going and what we look like in the month of August. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, which I'm assuming quite a lot of y'all are, my name is Daniel. I'm a part-time eBay reseller that focuses almost entirely on reselling used golf clubs and golf bags on eBay for a profit. And the goal behind these videos is to show y'all in a 2-week period exactly what I buy, how much I buy it for, what I sell it for, and exactly what I take home. I don't hold anything back, and I want these videos to be out there in order to teach others how to get into reselling on eBay or to teach established resellers exactly what I buy when I'm out there sourcing for golf clubs, because I feel like it is a very underappreciated niche that can make a lot of people a lot of money if you source correctly. Like I said, I normally upload videos every 15 days, but the last part of July was crammed full of live activities that just put eBay on the back burner and then YouTube furthermore on the back burner. I had a birthday for one of our 3 kids. My wife and I are getting ready to put our house on the market. And then I actually officiated a wedding for my brother-in-law, but I'm happy to report that July was a blockbuster month for me. It is my second consecutive month making over $1,000 in net profit, and August is already off to that trajectory as well. If you want to see the breakdown for July for the last 15 days as far as the top 10 items sold, just drop a comment down below. If even one person requests that, I will make that video. But in this video, we're going to drive into August and show you all exactly what I've made so far for the month and my top 10 sales in August. And in order to do that, we're going to jump right over to Flipwise. I couldn't just dive into August. I really thought I could, but I'm at least going to show you the high-level summary of what July looks like. A total ROI of 129%, a net profit margin of 36%, which means at the end of July, I took home $1,131 in net profit. As far as ROI by source goes, Facebook Marketplace was the dominant factor in the month of July. I had some really awesome pickups off Facebook Marketplace that sold exceptionally quickly. The biggest one was a abandoned storage unit that had a golf bag in it. I didn't buy the whole unit, but the golf bag was listed separately on Facebook Marketplace, and I bought the entire bag. I was into each club for roughly $13 and sold almost the entire bag in July and some in August, some of which we will get into in the August breakdown. But I'm really excited that we are about to head into the cooler months in Texas so that I can start sourcing at garage sales instead of just going to the PGA store and Golf Galaxy and living at the mercy of Facebook Marketplace. The PGA store and Golf Galaxy are about to go into their end of summer sales where they're trying to get rid of all of their used club inventory before the winter months, and then they will start building up inventory again as we go into probably the end of first quarter as they release all of their new clubs from all the new brands. First quarter is a slow quarter for me because half of the United States is largely under snow and ice, and most of my sales in first quarter will come from the southern United States. But I'm really excited to show y'all what that looks like as we go through the end of fourth quarter and into first quarter. If I move over to August so far has an ROI of 103%. Net profit margin 22%, and so for the first 16 days or so, I'm sitting at a net income of $661 in profit. Again, ROI by source, Facebook Marketplace is dominant, but I am aggressively sourcing from the PGA Store and Golf Galaxy as I'm taking advantage of those end of summer sales. Okay, so as we get into the top 10 items that I've sold for the first 15 days in August, I do want to set some ground rules for all those that are new here. Number one, I do sell all of my items with a 3% promotional fee, so you'll see that on each of the 10 items that I'm about to show you. Number two is that I have these ranked from net income. So number 10 is the least amount of money that I'm taking back in my pocket as pure profit. And number one is the most amount of money I'm taking back as far as money in my pocket goes. And then finally, I do charge flat shipping on all of my items, $15 flat shipping. I live in Texas, and that generally covers the price of the box as well as the price for the label through eBay's discount as well. So with all that being said, the number 10 flip of the month thus far is this Odyssey 2-ball SRT putter. I bought this for $13. That's the amount that I assigned to it after I bought it with the big club set buy from the abandoned storage unit. I sold this for $50 on a best offer plus my $15 in flat shipping. The ad fee on this was $2.09. Cost to ship was $12.95, and the net return for me was $27.34, which is an ROI of 210%. The number 9 best flip of the month also came from that club set that I bought from the storage unit. So I'm in this for $13. I sold it just after 6 days for $50 plus $15 in shipping. My cost to ship only ended up being $13.45 for a net return of $28.73 and an ROI of 221%. I love reselling wedges. As long as the faces are clean on them, they generally sell very quickly. SM5s are normally around $50 for me, and then they go up in $10 increments as the SM number goes up. So SM6s I can normally get $60 for, and so on and so forth. But SM5s are a really popular wedge that a lot of people out there will continue to buy just because it was a good year as far as Vokey wedges go. Number 8 is both of these Vokey SM7 wedges that I bought from the PGA Store for $65.06. I sold them for a best offer of $120. I did add $5 to my shipping here just because I had a heavier box, so $20 shipping. As far as my ad fee on this, $4.57. My cost to ship was only $14.96, so I should be able to do this in the future just as a note for $15 in shipping instead of $20 in shipping. And my net return on this was $34.81, which isn't bad for two wedges that I only had listed for 3 days. As far as my Vokey comment from last time, SM5s and SM7s are very popular, and then 8s and 9s. The ones that you want to kind of shy away from are SM6s. For some reason that year is not very popular as far as used wedges go. Next up, we have this TaylorMade 300 mini driver. Mini drivers are exploding in popularity right now. TaylorMade just released a new TaylorMade burner mini driver, which retails for over $300. I bought this one at a PGA store for $180. The reason why mini drivers are so popular is because a lot of golfers struggle hitting a driver off the tee with either a snap hook or a really nasty slice. And mini drivers have a smaller face than a traditional modern driver, so there is much less margin for error. In other words, it's more forgiving than hitting a massive driver. So I bought this for just over $180, sold it for $270 plus $15 shipping. Ad fee on this hurt $9.34. In reality, I probably could have gone back just due to the popularity of mini drivers and not put an ad fee on this, but still I had a net return of $38.40 on this whole mini driver investment. Next up was this Ping ISK iron set. This was the 2-iron all the way through lob wedge. I bought this at a PGA store for $140.09 and sold it in 2 days for $220 on a best offer plus $20 in shipping. Iron sets I generally do bump up to $20 just because an iron set of this quantity is quite heavy. My cost to ship was $20.06, so I hit that pretty much right on the head. My final value fee here was $34.11, and my net return was $45.34, which is a 32% ROI, and 19% profit margin. Ping iron sets are incredible. I myself play a ping iron set and I really love ping clubs. I feel like once somebody gets into the game of golf, they choose which manufacturer they're going to want to play. And for some reason, I picked ping and I absolutely love selling ping clubs. This next flip is a set of Cleveland irons. I bought these for $69.96 from a Golf Galaxy and sold them for $145 plus $20 shipping. This is a CG7 Tour iron set. I actually haven't come across these before, but I looked up the comps in Golf Galaxy and felt comfortable picking these up. The ad fee on these was $5.30. I sold these in just 4 days. Cost to ship $18.13. Net return $47.82 for an ROI of 68% and a net profit margin of 29%. I find that I can get the most ROI on iron sets just because there's a ton of people either looking to upgrade or get into the game of golf, and it is probably the biggest cost barrier to get into golf is buying a complete iron set. So anytime that you can buy an iron set with a good amount of profit margin, I really suggest that you pick it up. And if you're just getting into flipping golf clubs, iron sets is a really awesome place to start, as it generally does have that increased profitability. Next up is a first for me. In all of my time flipping golf clubs, I have never purchased a TaylorMade Spider putter. This is a TaylorMade Spider Mini Tour putter, and I picked this up for $87. The reason that I picked this up and have passed so many others by before is that this did not have any paint chips on it. TaylorMade Spiders have a notorious history for having paint chips all over the mallet head of the putter. And this is the first time I have come across one that has not been just absolutely decimated by the paint chipping off as it bumps against other clubs. TaylorMade really needs to fix this, as the paint chip thing is a really big joke with golfers out there. I bought this for $87. I sold this for $169 on a best offer and $15 shipping. Only cost me $8.11 to ship. Net return was $59.42 for a net profit margin of 32%. I hope I can find more of these Spider putters that do not have the paint chipping off literally all over them. As this one only took 1 day to sell and definitely had a really nice return for me. All right, as we get into the top 3 flips of the first half of August, this is a Ping G10 iron set. I bought this as part of the club set from the storage unit. These 5 clubs ended up being $56 when I added it all up. I sold this in 10 days for $145 plus $20 shipping. My cost to ship ended up being $16.57. Ad fee on this was $5.32. So my net return was $63.21 for an ROI of 113% and a net profit margin of 38%. I said earlier that I loved Ping clubs, and a large reason why I do is that they hold their value so well compared to a TaylorMade or a Titleist iron set. Titleist does have the AP1, AP2 series that are vastly popular and hold their value very well, but Ping irons from the ISIs all the way to the G10s, G15s, and so forth are just absolutely incredible iron sets for any level of golfer. So if you see Ping clubs out there, definitely see what the sold comps are, because I guarantee you there's more than likely demand out there at a very high level of ROI for you if you can find them at the right price. Okay, the second best flip of the month was this Titleist AP1 718 left-handed iron set that I bought for $125.76. These were originally priced much higher, but I got them on sale at the PGA store for 25% off. I sold these in just 3 days, and I sold them for an offer of $315 and $20 in shipping. I ended up paying $15.63 in shipping for a net return of $135.70 on this iron set. Any Titleist AP1 or AP2 iron sets are just widely popular. There's a huge amount of demand out there for them, but they are often marked up when I go into a Golf Galaxy or a PGA store, if they even have them used. I got exceptionally lucky that I went in there on the first day that they had this sale, and these irons were just freshly put out on the floor. So there is also a caveat here that left-handed Clubs generally take a little bit longer to sell, but I can generally get a little bit more for them just because those that are looking for them are willing to pay up just because they are so scarce. But for $135.70, I wish that I could do this type of flip every day. Now, my best flip of the month so far is not golf related at all, but when you have a good deal that falls in your lap, you have to run with it. This is a Tesoro Compadre metal detector that someone in my neighborhood Facebook Marketplace was selling for just $20. I jumped all over it as I looked at the comps and saw that the comps were anywhere from $175 to $250. I went ahead and tested it in my backyard as best as I could and saw that it was working. This was in immaculate condition. I ended up taking a best offer for $200 plus $15 in shipping. My cost of ship ended up only being about $7, but my net return for this metal detector was $149.80, and I could not be more ecstatic about it. I want to expand my eBay business into other areas. Golf is absolutely profitable for me, but when you have a good deal that falls in your lap like this, you got to run with it. And so I'm very proud of this flip. It's not something that I think I will be able to replicate anytime soon, but for a return of $149, this was a really fun thing to play around with and then list. I'm kind of sad to see it go. So August is off to a really, really hot start. I'm listing things and really selling most of them in less than a week. And I think I can attribute that to the fact that fall is coming. As summer tends to die down, a lot of people will get out there and play golf before the snow comes for most of the United States. In Texas, it is still very, very hot. So a lot of people are not playing golf here. But as other people begin to experience those fall temperatures, they will get out and play golf. They will go buy more golf clubs to improve their game with. And I'm trying to strike while the iron is hot. So I am feverishly sourcing everywhere that I can in order to take advantage of this time before snow comes to most of the US. I'm very excited to see what I can do as we head into fourth quarter. I hope you come along with me and you learn something along the way. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have any comments or questions, please drop them in the comments down below and I will answer to every single one. And I will see y'all at the end of August.